This is Justin with the scoop on SPX. So we have been making some new all-time highs. We finally got above the high from was it the right at the beginning of last year or at the end of last year? Whatever it was, right way back here. We finally got above that high in the last couple days. And so let's zoom in on SPX. Wow, really hard to see that. Okay, let's try that again. Why that jumped off the screen so badly. There we go. It's a little better. All right. So we had yesterday we actually had a lower high and built some compression. Actually, it was an inside day. Wow, that was an inside day. Okay. So definitely we're having some compression here, and we gapped up nicely today. Had a really nice continuation running up. So zoom in on a 3 minute here. So we gapped up, immediately pulled back. That's just a typical pullback. Hang on, I'm moving my tools around. There we go. All right, came back, ran up, and then we're doing this chopping around. Practice at drawing. Let's try that again. Actually, let's do this. I'm going to see if I can draw a channel on here. I don't know if it's going to let me. Nope, not with that tool. Let's try and draw a straight line. Should let me draw a straight line. All right, so here's a straight line. And so we were kind of staying close to the 10 EMA, and I guess you could draw kind of a parallel line here, bit of a channel here. Later in the day, we were breaking down. This was a really nice level here. We got a little bit wide and then came back in, but um, kind of went up for a while, then came down for a while. And when it broke down from this channel here, we had a really nice retest of this low, and trying to grab the right tool. Really nice retest here, really nice hammer, evening star reversal. Kind of just went and put in a flat bottom through this. Some really nice consolidation right here, and then we broke that level too. And then this, it was just kind of a stair step through here. Or you could see it as another S curve rolling down. We came back and retested that over here. And so a bigger S curve, kind of put in a double top here. We just kept going lower. We kept selling down. And so today I was actually keeping an eye on this on the 1 minute also. I'm going to zoom all the way down to the 1 minute. You had some sustained selling on the 1 minute, which was nice. So I'm just going to zoom in on the later half of the day here. So each time we had just some continued moves lower, just kept selling down, selling down. Each of these moves was about the same amount, dollar wise. But we did have some retracements in there. We were holding the highs, so held that high, held that high, held this high, still held this one, held this one, and then we closed. So we kept making lower highs all day, making lower lows. Actually, that looks like a higher low, but if you squint, you can just see this as a double top. But because we were staying below this previous high, I wasn't concerned about this. I mean, I was thinking that if this held, well, then we should take out this level. And we did not come up here. So we just continued trending downward all day. And there were some great opportunities with options to play this. So here's the calls. It was trending up in the morning and then just sunk in the afternoon. Here's the puts. So this is the 48.50 put. If I come back over here, the 48.75. We ended up getting into the money later in the day here. So maybe not the best option, but 48.75. There we go. You can see the volume, the price got really, really low, like incredibly low. And so at any point midday, after it had And let's go back to the 3 minute. There's this. So midday, anywhere, really anywhere in here, even in here, because this went sideways and the premium was just not in this option. We're out of the money. We're around 48.90. So we're still about 15 points out of the money, even at its closest. And so let's go look just for 1 o'clock Central Time. Just for 1 o'clock Central Time, let's see, that was over here. So we were getting some lows pretty close to $1. Even here, we were at 95 cents for an option. So multiplied by 100, and really for $100, you could just spend $100, buy this option. Should have been filled at least on this candle at 106. So even after the 1 o'clock hour, after it already run up and pulled back. So it's just continuing to do these kind of S curves through here. Ran up to $5, came all the way back down to 0.7 over here. So it was just making relative lows. Uh, it was setting us up for about $1 entry all through this. You could have had multiple opportunities to just let this run up, and those opportunities kept getting higher. I don't know that you would have held on higher, but there was definitely some gains to be made, even with the 48.75. But you could have done some other options. If we go look at the 48.80, we can see what this was doing. No, this would not have gotten as inexpensive, as cheap. Even to the 1 o'clock hour, it was holding the low a little bit higher, closer to $2, 175, somewhere there. This came down to a low of 160. So still easy enough to set a range that you're going to buy at one price and set a protective stop. You could do that with $1. You could buy at say 2 and a stop down at 1. We didn't get down to the $1 price. I'm trying to hold the cursor on 1. So we did not get down to where this cursor was, at least through this stretch of the day, the later part of the day. But again, the gains were massive. So if you had a $100 risk, you could buy at 2. So that's buying at 2, buying at 2. This actually did not come down to 2, so we can't count that one. But had a really nice gain here. A gain here, I don't know that it would have exited, so you probably would have held through this, but then it didn't come back down to 1. So if 1 is our stop, that'd be down here. All right. So you're still in this one as long as you're not moving your stop too tight or trying to lock in some gains. You're holding through this, and it did go past this high. So you probably, you don't know this angle or this angle to get out, but made it up to 10. So buy at 2, out at 10. That's $8 if you use a $100 risk. So, and then this one, it didn't get low enough to get you in there. So that's just a $5 further or closer towards in the money or at the money from where the price was trading during this time. So we were up at, what was it, 48.90. So we're still $10, 10 points out of the money, and still have some opportunities here to get the moves going in the money. These were moves that were going in the money, which is why this moved so substantially. By the end of the day, let's go back here. By the end of the day, that 48.80, that's why. So we didn't quite get back up to 48.80, so the premium didn't get sucked out. But then in the last 15 minutes of the day here, last 20 minutes of the day, that's where we just continue to roll down, and another roll down and push down to be about $10 in the money. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing an option that's going past the $10 price. So it got, at one point, I think I saw it print 48.65, pretty close to 48.65. The low is 48.65 and 94 cents. So that's about 14 points in the money. And I went the wrong way. Go. So I went, no, I went to go, sorry, I went to go to bed. So we were close to $14. We were at exactly $14 a money. So this was just kind of like a flash print on that price. I saw it. I actually saw this jump down here. It kind of gapped. Let's go back down to the 1 minute. So I think I was keeping a close eye on this in the 1 minute. And I thought I saw it jump down. Yeah. So it, on a 1 minute, We closed this candle at 253 central, and then we gapped down to this price. So slight gap down here, somehow pushed down quickly, and then came back with this bigger move back up. Not so much a bigger move, but I mean, it in this amount of time, I'm trying to show the screen. Yeah, so we moved like $6 in 2 minutes. It's a pretty big retracement. So people were taking profits, buying back in. It had just had this nice move down. So of course it's going to retest some of that, retrace some of that. So that's really what we saw at right at the end of the day there. Um, Now where we're at now, um, we've come back basically to this high and where we were pretty close to a high yesterday. So um, we'll see what happens if we hold this area nicely. I'm trying to highlight again. Okay. If we hold like this area nicely and we bounce off of this and stay above this tomorrow, we could actually see some more bullish moves because we had a really nice 2-day rest here. That's a really nice rest. Now we've broken out, we've retested. So what I'm saying is all of this was just a nice distribution, breakout. Let's see, can we continue higher? I don't know. Trying to get the drawing tool back. So can we go higher or are we going to break through this? I don't know how long we would go sideways. Up, down, or sideways, of course. That's what we're going to do. Yes. Um, we want to see some buying come in, some good volume come in, holding this level, holding this low. Even if we were to come back into this range, doing that again, I think that's a little weaker. I really think we need to continue to push back up into today's range. Even if we do something like this and rest again, that's still going up. But if we start to break down below today's close, get back into the last 2 days range, I think we're going to see a little more weakness. And there's quite a bit of distance we could go down. So I think we need to do something like this, get some S curves coming in, curve higher, or look for something to break down, come back up and roll down. So, kind of an S curve up or an S curve down. I don't think we'll just sit here going sideways. I think because we put in a new all-time high, people will realize, oh, I'm profitable. If anybody has bought in the last like year, they're profitable. If they held, they're profitable. So people are going to be taking some profits. And I don't know how much longer that hope is going to last, that it's like, okay, it's higher. I'm going to hang on. I've held on for a year or any amount of time since then. I'm going to hold on some more. It's like, no, you're profitable. Just take some profits. That'll let the market correct, should pull back some. And then we'll see if we get a little bit of a bigger retracement, at least tag some of the moving averages. So we'll see what happens. Hope this helps. It's Justin. Thanks.